This particular table, even though it's a little bit diluted, was what I was calling and talk about tech wonders and techie stuff. This was like my little Sony Plaza. They have a Sony Plaza in Tokyo where, when you first hear it, that name, you think, wow, great, Sony stuff. But so this is like an assortment of all my teched out Sony shit. There's some good stuff here. I mean, this old, reminiscent of the Clockwork Orange. It's got the same kind of action.
Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Remote controls wobble, but they don't fall down.
That's right. That's right. I was into remote controls for a minute. Who isn't? Great old MD player. Whatever, PDAs, fucking. What happened was I was huge into toys, and then I think, that kind of passed, and I still find some interest in, spending and consuming, and I guess tech toys have also been something really cool. This is my old, a few years ago too, I used to be over here before I built the Lego desk. This was kind of my main area of operation. And this was my little gaming world. So I had, a couple of PlayStations, Nintendo, Xbox, Cube, Dreamcast, and all functional, all fully, ready to rock. Huge gamer, huge gamer. I'm embarrassed to say, like, I just playing, PSP is the new rage, obviously. So everyone's on PSP. Software right now, it's new, it's developmental. They don't have all that many great games, but Ridge Racer, the driving game, we play a lot here. I've been into video games since Pac-Man. It's Pong or whatever. No, I was always more like I was a Pac-Man guy. I was a Defender, Robotron, Williams games. I loved Zaxxon. Zaxxon's probably one of the best stand-up coin-op games ever, just because they had a weird perspective.
That's down the thing.
Kind of like looking down. You had to fly over the brick walls and take out the. That's a classic game. When we got to like PC gaming in the early '90s, I think there was X-Wing and TIE Fighter. PC games still rival anything that you have on home entertainment as far as the regular consoles, because memory and capacity and video cards and stuff. The graphics look amazing. Most of the PC flight simulation games or driving sims are amazing. But I spend too many hours probably playing video games. But I'm good. I play because I beat games. I buy games in Japanese. Like, one of the cool things is, like, we have this Japanese connection, and we've had that for a while now. So we get to go over there, and we get the game consoles in Japanese before they come out in America. Probably like a 4 or 5 month lead time on that. Beat Japanese games where you don't even know you can't even decipher the interface or the menu, but you know how to play. So even in a foreign language, you beat games. I remember when we first got, was it 64? Mario, whatever. Fully beat that shit, before they even, people were sweating it out here. Got all my 120 stars, just killed that game. Turned it over basically. And then what's hot about that is, so since I'm so into it and I'm into the Japanese stuff that comes first, by the time it drops in America, I've already played the system, the game, and ready to beat it yet again. In local language. So yeah, I'm a nut. Yeah.
When is game time here? It's like Fridays 4:30.
No, we usually, like, the PSP sessions we have now, because the wireless function on that game is sick, and in the racing game you can bring in to like 8 players. So I'd say that about 6 o'clock we kick it in here. Like full gaming mode. Which is fun.
And
Looking forward to it.
Who's the reigning champ of the?
Whatever. It's a toss-up. We all have our days. Like I say, inevitably by advantage, I sometimes have gotten the better of these guys just because I've probably put in more hours than they have. I have probably had the luxury of more time to do that. But yeah, they're good. Petey's an up-and-comer here. DJ Smoke. Stash has got game more recently. Everyone's good. Young Ken, Maze. The whole office got game now because the competition is so strong. that basically, you know, I mean, like everyone had to get the game on, you know,
Is that a requirement for hiring people?
that they have gaming skills. Actually, no, I think it'd be better if they didn't. You know what I mean? Obviously, we wouldn't worry about them not working, but then also, they're very easy victims initially. You know, we need that as well. This whole case, this is, well, see, this is old school. This is back when I was, you know, a very serious toy collector, and this was my homage to Star Wars vehicles, aircraft, all types of ships, some original era stuff, a lot of modern, you know, reissue. You know, all the films are represented here, with the exception of, I would say, the last two, or the numbers 2 and 3, because that's kind of when I fell off. You know, like after Jar Jar Binks in episode 1, I kind of, you know, even though I love Darth Maul, I kind of got out of it. I mean, the fact is I just have too much stuff. You know, this is very small representation of my collection. I have a studio where it's more like a artist studio that I've turned into a quasi storage for all my toys, you know. This is cool. This is the Blade Runner car from obviously from Blade Runner, but not from Blade Runner. It's interesting how they made this, because they couldn't get the license for Blade Runner, but they had the license for Back to the Future 3. And in some crazy clip, this was in Back to the Future 3 for like a second. And just because of that being in the film, that gave them the rights to kind of go around the corner to get their licensing to make this. But Blade Runner is, you know, it's a classic. And Decker's pretty cool. I've always been into Lego, and I had tons of Lego. This is actually Lego meets Mega blocks. Also, there's some Tyco here too. So I basically took, because Lego lost the patent, and then, you know, other people were doing the bricks, but they have a color range that I think they're exclusive to. So the Lego colors don't include something like this.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's some like.
See, this is actually there's a Mega block, and then some of the like the
Beige
brown and the beige and the grays come from Tyco, because they do like Tyco is also compatible, and they do military vehicles. They do tanks. They do like a ship. So I basically got the biggest assortment of compatible bricks, and the one law of building it is that the same color never touched the same color. It took me about 4 days.